All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the coffee run. Can you hear me? I think I got the camera working. I got the microphone working all in the same day. It's amazing, right? Happy Wednesday, everybody. We got some things to go over today. I was going to do some roulette today, but maybe I won't. And I'll when I get to the screen, I'll tell you why. I have kind of a weird situation here with the roulette table. So we may go talk about craps instead, but I will introduce the roulette idea to you. But I probably can't spin it out because I didn't take enough time. Anyway, I'll explain it to you in a minute. Let's jump in here and kind of get after it. Last night, Jeff, Ed, and Gargo did their mindfulness episode of the DI series, which was good. They're fun to watch. I mean, wherever you stand on the whole DI conversation, they're fun to watch, and I love how intense Gargoyle is. He just, Ed's a great storyteller. Gargoyle is just like, he's locked, man. That dude's locked and loaded all the time. I love his passion. I really do. So that to me is a great show. I love watching that thing. Reminder for you too, tomorrow night around the table, trip around the table. I don't have a guest yet. I have some ideas. I've been busy with work. I haven't reached out to anybody. So if you want to be a guest, by the way, on that show and go around the table with me one time and answer some crazy questions, let me know. There's a Discord group for that show. Two things. One, say I want to do the show with you. Anybody can do it. And two, you got to be willing, by the way, to not talk about craps or gambling. We're talking about everything but. It's going to be like that kind of show as you've seen. But also, if you got questions that we can put into the question pool, and I'll start building up like a nice list of questions to ask people. So when we're doing our trip around the table, we can talk about some fun stuff. All right. So that's tomorrow night. The mob today got killed a little bit, and we're going to talk about a different way of looking at the roulette wheel if we can. But let's talk about the mob real quick. I may spend a lot of time on this today just because I think it's important. And I think hopefully Dan's here. I don't see Dan hasn't checked in yet, but there he is down there. He's made another crazy email modification too. Okay, here's the deal with the mob. Okay, right now we're down. We're day 3. We lost a lot today. We lost $1,300 today. We got our butts kicked. There's two ways to term that, right? One way is if you live in Washington, this will make sense to you. If you've ever been to Washington, we say that I couged it today. My daughter goes to Washington State. They're the Cougars, and the Cougars are famous for what we say snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. That's what they do. They get up and they blow it. They're always this kind of ne'er-do-well sort of football team. Today I couged it for sure. We were up $500, like legit in the rack $500, which means I could have pulled the box bets down. I could have hedged off that don't. We could have brought back another 750. Would have been in River City today, right? But I declared early my win goal was not $500. My win goal was 1,000, right? So when you're not at your win goal, you keep playing. That's what you do. You're there to make a win goal. If you don't get there, you keep going, right? Today, we ran into the buzzsaw again. The mob has this really weird circumstance where it gets destroyed. And I've done that thing 3 times. Last week, we did it twice. I did it again today, where you get killed on the come out for the don't. That's one way. You get the buckshotted point, which takes your don't, and you lose $200. Or you get an early 7 and you lose white. Either way, I found a way to lose $375, $200, or $175, 5 shooters in a row. Our first shooter made $500. I gave it back. I gave $250 of it back to try again. And then we lost $375 3 times, $200 twice, and $175 twice on our way to losing $1,300 total today. Just ran into an absolute buzzsaw. And the discussion came up on this thing, which again, if you look at the numbers here on screen, we're missing the point of the algorithm. I gave you the algorithm last week, right? The way that you win long-term in your life, or make a monthly paycheck instead of a daily paycheck, however you want to look at that, is win more often than you lose, which we've achieved. We are 2 wins, 1 loss. You can see it on screen. 3 days in, it's early, right? But we won more often than we lost. However, our wins are way smaller than our losses. Our wins are 515. The average 257. The average loss is 1,300. right? So you can't be winning 250, 300 bucks, 10% of $3,000 and losing 30% or more, right? The ratio is so bad. You got to flip the ratio. Then you got to win 3-to-1 to make up for that kind of loss. You can't sustain this, right? So either the loss limit and the win goal have got to be the same. I'm going to lose $1,000 to win $1,000, right? Or offset in some other way. So I think what we have to do is adjust this thing. And I know Dan's got an idea too. I'm going to show you some ideas here on the table today, but maybe it's a one and done kind of a thing. Instead of putting the don't pass at risk 3 times, as you saw today, the more often you go out, the more often you get beat, right? The more chances you get to get whacked, you're just going to get whacked, right? Take a shot. I'll lose that don't pass in toto 1 time, or I will win my box bets 1 time. It's either the box wins or the don't wins once, and I'm done. Every day. I'm willing to do that more than I'm willing to try and fight that don't pass and get 3 box hits 3 times, which is what it takes to win $1,000. It's asking an awful lot. And I think we've asked too much of it, and that's been the problem. I'm asking too much of the strategy. So I think we need to adjust the bet sizing and the win goal loss limit and adjust the number of times we're going to take it. Okay. And there's that. Victor, stop saying this. I swear to God, you're killing me, dude. Tell John, blah, 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 blah. Like I'm not listening to you, number 1. Number 2, this is not my strategy. This is Dan's strategy, right? I'm playing it the way that Dan has concocted it. We're putting some of our adjustments to it, but I'm not going to play Dan's strategy your way. Love you, but that's not what's going to happen here. Okay. So I'm not going to inject other people's stuff into Dan's work. That's not how we do this thing, right? I gave you the chance in Discord to explain your exact way, and I will play your strategy your way. I will not let somebody else tell me how to play your strategy when I get to yours. That's my commitment, right? I'll play yours the way you want me to play it, and that's it. There it is. 3 bad beats in a row is a walk signal. I agree with you there, right? I don't want to take 3 bad beats. And this today we took 5. We took 5 bad beats today in a row, right in a row. 5 times we got crushed. There's a point in time where, I say this a lot, you may not be at your loss limit, but you may be at your limit. Like, I'm done, right? Sometimes that's an okay signal to get the hell out of there, right? Today was a day where we should have left earlier, obviously, right? So I want to probably go to my table and I want to get through this with you, and we'll talk about the win goal loss limit of this particular strategy and an adjustment to play. I know Dan's got some more stuff too in there that we want to talk through, but let me see. I see a couple of PCs coming in. Let me filter that so I can see what's being said here. Waylon says, how about a regression after each win? Yes, I've talked about that yesterday. We could do like a drawdown kind of thing, like go 640 across, or maybe like, 880 inside, let's say, right? 880 inside, take your don't, right? Take a hit, go from 880 to 660, take a hit, go from 660 to 440, take a hit and be done. Or go to 220 and let it ride out. I can see reducing each one as you go, right? Taking the win plus risk, taking the win plus risk. That's the idea of the Dallas drawdown anyway. So making the inside play like a drawdown could be a way to do it. Then it's not the mob, right? That's, again, when you do those kind of things, it's not the original strategy. Now you're saying, well, the mob sucks, we're going to change it up. I like that play though, a lot. I really like the idea of drawing down as we go. That could be a way to do the Dallas drawdown from the don't, maybe in a future paycheck series. So that I like the idea way on a lot. It does change this from what it is. Okay. All right, let's go. Let me go back. Let me take my filter off so I can see the actual screen here. So there's my thoughts on the mob. Right now we're down. I think we got to do some adjustments. I will do some adjustments maybe today. Here we go. And I want to switch gears and talk roulette with you. The first day we did roulette, by the way, we did what? We did the red and black, right? I did red and black, follow the leader kind of a thing, right? And I did it with a positive progression. One thing I noticed about, Waylon, don't take this wrong. All roulette strategists, when you look at roulette videos, and I don't know why this is, I got to ask around. Everybody that does a roulette strategy, it's always a freaking martingale. It's always a Marty or it's always a ladder like Waylon does. Always. All these videos, it's put your money all over the place, ladder up your losses and come down to your wins, right? Why that has become the way to play roulette, I don't know, but I think it's not good. If everybody's always out there chasing losses, it would explain to me why roulette has more tables than craps tables. It would also explain to me why 000 became a thing, because people are chasing all the time, right? I like a positive progression. I like to go up when I win, not up when I lose. And when I play the odds, evens, red, blacks, high, low, you saw on Monday, that's how I do it. I do the everlasting progression, like I did yesterday on the dozens. That accelerates the dozen bet only because the dozens become kind of a lay bet, bet two to win one kind of a thing. I think that the permanent press on those things gets them accelerated high enough that you can get out of there quicker, right? That's the only reason why that thing kind of works. But people ask me all the time, and I've said this a lot, that the roulette table is missing a bet. And this is going to be a controversial thing, so buckle up. On the craps world, we had this controversy over dice influence. Can you influence the dice or not, right? And I don't want to get into that today. There's strong feelings on both sides. In roulette, you figure that conversation can't happen because you don't have the ball, right? So you can't affect it anyway. But can the croupier, can he put the ball into a certain spot of the board? Can they drop the ball into a quadrant, into a half of the board? Is that possible to do? The answer to that question is an absolute yes, it is possible to do. We know this because the casinos have guardrails in place to prevent them from doing that. There's things they have to do with the ball and the wheel that prevent them from being able to look at the wheel even to know when to spin the ball and how hard to spin it. They have to alter all sorts of things because they can do it. That said, why not still, as bettors, target areas of the board, right? Does it matter ultimately? No. Like everything else, like the dozens, like the reds, like the blacks, those bets are spread throughout the board. If you look at this roulette wheel here, let me go here and just kind of go, get red, a black, a red, a black, right? You're always, if you're betting red, you're always one hop of the ball away from getting your number. You're always one click away from winning it. That's what makes it a 50-50 bet. That's what makes that work. If you're betting the dozens, look where the dozens fall. Let's just do the first dozen. We got a 9, we got an 11, a 7, the 5, the 3, there's the 1, there's the 10, there's the 8, there's the 6, there's the 4, and there's the 2. So if you look at where the dozens are, they're spread all over the place, right? You're not always one click away. Sometimes you're one click away. Sometimes you got a couple side by side here, right? But most of the time when you're playing dozens, you're all over the damn place, right? You're everywhere, which makes them a good bet because the ball can land anywhere and you're always kind of close to one, right? And it's nice for it to be in there. However, what about betting the quadrant? What about saying, I'm going to bet everything from 28 all the way to the 17, this whole part of the board over here, right? We break the board into quads like this, right? And say, well, if the ball's anywhere in this whole area, I can get it. If the ball's anywhere in that whole area, I can get paid. Anywhere in this whole area, I can get paid, or this whole area, right? All those sections of the board to me, are potential ball landing zones, right? If the ball drops in and it's bouncing around in here, and you're going to win, right? If it's bouncing over here, you're for sure going to lose, right? But you know right away. It's like it's a placement thing versus it bounced in the right one thing. Does it matter? Probably not, right? Here's the thing: in regular American roulette, you can't make this bet. There is no bet that you can do other than placing those numbers tactically one by one. And I'll show you what this pays in a minute. You can tactically place your quad bets where you want to on the wheel, but you got to do it number by number out there on the felt because there's no bet for it, which is interesting that they don't even let you bet it. You can't even call it out, right? Which tells me if the bet's not even available as a block bet like the dozens are, there must be a reason why they don't let you do it, or they don't advertise that you can. So that's the quads. You can also, and here's by the way, and I'll give you this, the columns are this: 28, 9, these are the numbers that make up one quadrant, two quadrant, right? So you can bet half the board, whatever you want to, just don't bet the zeros. You can also bet the wheel in thirds, okay? And a third of the wheel minus the zeros pays what a dozen pays, because you're picking 12 numbers, just like a dozen. So you can bet the wheel in thirds. And again, you got to know the numbers to do it. Know what these numbers are to bet each number individually. You bet each number individually, this will pay 2 to 1, right? So if you bet this third of the wheel and you put $1 on each of the 12s, you're going to win $24 in the end. You're going to win 35, you're going to lose 11, net $24. It's a 2 to 1 win for a third of the wheel. And if you bet this way, again, if the ball drops and it's bouncing around over here somewhere in this side, you're going to be okay. You can see it. I'm going to win over there. If I bet 2/3 of the wheel, that third plus this third, maybe this whole thing, then you're going, well, if the ball lands over here somewhere, I'm going to be kind of hurting. Otherwise, I'm good. Here's the numbers that make up the thirds. And again, you can't just bet first third, second third, third third. You can't really do that, right? Again, the dozens and columns move the bets all over the place. So I like the idea of betting quadrants on a wheel visually. Like the ball drops in, you're going to have a good shot of winning. It's just easier to see versus it bouncing to one thing or the other. You can't do it on American roulette. That's the unfortunate. If I go back to the full wheel picture here, you can't do it on our wheel. There's no layout that has that. Now, the European wheel, which is what I've got. Let me go back to my roulette table here. My roulette table right now is a European wheel with 1 0 on it. Okay, on 1 0 roulette, single zero, which they have at the Plaza in Vegas, and I think 2 other places have a single zero wheel. There you can do what's called racetrack betting. And on racetrack bets, you can bet the numbers around the zero, including the zero. You can bet 2 other thirds of the wheel. I think one is like 15 bets or 18 bets, one's 12. And you can bet parts of the wheel. They allow that in single zero roulette, not in American roulette. So, and again, those are courtesy bets. There's still not a place to bet it. You call it out to your dealer, we're going to bet the lift and it's going to be the thing. So that is a look at how you could do it. Today, I was going to roll this out. Hey, let's bet the quads today, right? But then I realized, oh crap, the quads on an American wheel do not match the European wheel. So the European wheel, the numbers are in different spots. So these bets here that you see on screen on the right side there, those numbers would match the quadrant 1, 2, 3, or 4 for an American wheel. But since I have a European wheel and I roll this out, it ain't going to work. So we're not actually betting quads if I roll this out. So I'm not going to roll the quads out today. So I'm sorry about that ahead of time for not doing it. So there's the roulette kind of talk today. But we have a choice, and we can go into this now. We can run some more thoughts on the mob with you here. I can move that out of the way and do some crap stock with you, or I can just roll some roulette. So I kind of want to roll some roulette and talk mob with Dan later on. But yes, I will do this, AZ. I will put that out there for sure, what those numbers are. I'll put a little chart up for you. The thing that sucks about it, Anthony, is that when you're betting these numbers, you got to be like, you got to have your chips all over the place. You got to put you know what I mean? You got to be reaching over people and getting stuff. It's a pain in the ass to do this. But I like the idea visually of giving me a quarter of the wheel or give me a third of the wheel. I think it's pretty cool. Yeah, Newberry says this too, right? There's also different kinds of balls. Like not every casino has the same weight marble. It's all different. Like at every casino, at every table in a casino, I was talking to Heather Ferris about this. Every table in the casino, the wheel spins at a different rate. So when you switch from table to table, the wheel's spinning at different speeds, so the dealers can't get locked in, right? Yeah, I think sector play would do good with bubble roulette. That's a great point, Victor. They get wonky quickly, but more than that, there's a same bet button, right? On the bubble machine, the bubble roulette machine, you can do a same bet. So once you figure out where your bets are, put them all out there, same bet, same bet, same bet, instead of having to reach over people and do it. So, yeah. Louis says no roulette. Victor says know your sectors. You got to know, right, where those things are. And it's just going to be kind of an exercise in like getting getting your rhythm down as a better. So, all right, let's go ahead and let's see. Let's go play some roulette. Let's go back here. We'll do some mob programming maybe later on. All right, let me go back to the table here and run it a little bit. I'm not sure what I want to play today. I actually was kind of out of ideas because I don't really play a lot of ways in roulette that are different. No, what we'll do. Here's what we'll do. I'm going to show you what my dad taught me. This is going to be, I don't play this way, but my dad showed me this when I was younger as a way to kind of get into it. Let's just do 20 units. We'll do 2 stacks of 10. Okay, and I won't do any progressions. We're just going to same bet this thing today. But why don't we do this? Let's roll. Actually, yesterday the last number roll was 33. Okay, it was 33. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bet the column or the 12 that had the result and the next 12. So this one and then the next one. We're going to bet the column that came and the next column. So 4 units out there, okay? There's a couple of home runs in here, right? Third 12 and first or third column, you win both bets. First 12 and the first or third column, you win both bets. Second 12, you lose all 4 bets. If you get like a middle column, you're gonna lose a little bit. But this is a kind of interesting way to get some extra coverage. And if you look at where the whacks are in here, where's the whacks? Well, the whacks are the entire middle column. I'll put the reds out here. My thing is so small, right? So this whole middle column, except for here, are whacks because you're going to get paid on the 12s, right? This middle column, except for there, is a whack, right? You're not covered. You're not covered. You're covered here and here. There's your kind of your nightmare zone where you've got no coverage at all. This is covered. This is covered. Everything else is good. There's your 4 uglies. But if you get like, let's say we have like a 5, okay? You lose, you lose, you lose, you win 2. So you're actually losing a chip when you have the uncovered parts of that one zone. So anyway, there's my dad. He said, play a dozen and a column at the same time and always what came and what's coming next. That was what his theory was. So we'll do from 33, it's the one that came, the next one, the one that came, and the next one. Let's roll it out. Let's get a little roll and see what happens here. Hope that screen looks better now too. I got zoomed in a little bit so you can see better. We got us a 36. So where's 36? It's here. 36 is a good one. We're going to lose the first column and the first dozen. We're going to lose 2, but you're going to win 2 there. And you're going to win 2 here. So your net win on a double is 2 units because this goes back and that goes back, and it's 2 units back to your rack. I'm going to try and keep these in stacks of 10 if I can. Okay, and there it is. So we're in the same third here, so we're going to stay in the same spot. Let's see. Here we go. Where's the marble? It's over here. And we got 13. 13 is here, right there. So that would be one of these cases where we lose. We're going to lose the third column and the first dozen and the third dozen. We lose 3 units that time. You win 2 because of that column. So our net loss is 1 unit, which sucks. Okay, so where does the bet go? Well, it goes in the column that came and the next column. It goes in the dozen that came and the next dozen. So 2 goes to 3 like that. And now we're in here. These are our home runs. This is going to be ugly up in here, right? Especially out here. 3, 6, 9, 12 is going to be the complete loss. Let's go. Roll it out. There's a 10. That's going to be loss of both dozens, a loss of the middle column, a win here. So again, your net loss is 1. We're in column 1, go to column 2. We're in dozen 1, it goes to dozen 2, and that's going to be our next set of bets. And there it is. So you're going to lose 1 or win 2 every spin of the dice. That's every spin. Now there's going to be the case where you have the total loss where you lose all 4, but most of the time you're up 1, you're down 1, or you're up 2, you're down 1 as it plays out. We got a 9. We got us a 9. That's going to be here. My birthday again. Oh, I'm sorry. It's a 6. My bad. It's a 6. 6 is where's the 6? 6 is here, third column. Oh God, that's terrible. Lose, lose, lose. Win, win. We're down a unit. We keep losing a unit. Again, first dozen, second dozen, third column, first column. So we're getting beat a little bit here. We need some more of those doubles, right? What do we have here? We have 20, which is, again, we're missing it. Lose the third, lose the first dozen, lose the column, win 2, so our net loss is 1. Second 12, third 12, second column, third column. Just follow it around, hop the board. Now this would be a good one, by the way, to ladder. If you're gonna do a ladder, this strategy here actually makes a little bit more sense. You get more coverage out here, and when you get those wins, they'll start piling up. When you hit the doubles, they will pile up. Here's another one, 34, where we miss it. We get lose, 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 win, win, net loss of 1. So we're just getting pounded here, right? So first column, second column, third column, or third dozen, first dozen. Let's go. We haven't had a double win yet, except for the very first roll. We have not gotten our good ones. Where are we at here? 11. That's 1. That's cool. We'll lose the third dozen. We'll lose the first column, but you're going to win in that column, and you're going to win in that dozen. So here's a case where instead of losing 1, you win a net of 2, which is awesome. All right. So again, third column, second column, third column, first dozen, second dozen. 2 units. 2 units for me. No pressing, no chasing. We're just gonna same bet it here for a minute and see if we can make some hay. That's an 8. Same thing. We're gonna get a loss and a loss, a win there, and a win there, and we recovered from some of those earlier uglies. Right now, our rack, by the way, there's 10 units. There's 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So we're a little bit 1 unit down. We're 1 unit down. Let's get one more of those. 28. Where's 28? 28 is an ass kicking. Oh man, that sucks. It's our first one, right? You have such a little chance of that happening, and we just nailed it right there. That sucks. All right, so that's third 12, first 12. It's first column, second column. And again, I'm not laddering. You certainly could ladder it up. I mean, we can demo, you know, we can start laddering just to kind of show how a ladder could work here. But again, I don't like that every roulette strategy on the planet is a ladder. But for the sake of argument, it makes it kind of fun to show it. Uh-oh. The ball's on top of the wheel. There it goes, 16. Craziness. 16 is a loss here, a loss here, and a loss here. You're gonna win there. Net loss is 2. So we're still down. First column, second 12, third 12, and we'll go up a unit. Boy, the laddering really hurts you. If you're not getting your home runs, right? 27. 27 is here. And again, lose, 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 win, win. So loss of 3. This will be our last one because I think that's going to be third 12, first 12, third column, first column, and I'm out of money. I'm out of money. I may have to go get a little bit of a loan here. 19. 19 is another win there, and lose here, That sucks, right? Man, we're getting hammered here. All right, second 12. 4 units, 4 units. I'm going to take a loan out from the bank. We're going to take a 20-unit loan. Go to the marker. We owe the bank 20 bucks. That should be 4. And that'll be 4. And can we get a double win? Give me something right in here. Something in the butter zone. That is a 12. That is completely out of the butter zone. That is a complete bye-bye. And I don't think we can do it again. We have to go first 12, second 12, third column, first column. 1 chip left. We're going to bankrupt ourselves today on my dad's favorite strategy. What do we have here? We have I can't see the ball. Oh, 34. 34. God. Lose this one. Lose that one. And win up there. Let's see. We have 1 there. We have 1 here. So there's a double win for us. No, that's a loss up there. What am I doing? First 12. Did I screw that up? We won here. God, the dumbass. And lost the other 2. So we have that. All right. Can we get back out? I have just enough to ladder them one more time. All right, here we go. Give me one that freaking wins both. I think I messed that last one up. I actually forgot what happened. I messed it up. 28. 28 is here. Finally, a bonus win. Lose the first dozen, lose the middle column, but that one wins 2. This one here wins 2. And you can ladder them down, actually. And we'll stay where we are. There and there. And let's go. Let's have another. In here is good, and here is good. 4. Hey, we got it. Look at that. Look at us getting 2 in a row, huh? We'll lose that one, and we'll lose that one. But we'll get paid here, and we'll get paid here. We can ladder them down. Let's take our wins back. We'll ladder these things down. Sweet. All right, here we go. Let's have another bonus win and see where we ended up. Come on. 15. 15 is where? Nowhere. It'll be a second dozen win, but a first column loss. That sucks. Second and third. Third and first. And we'll have to go back up again. What do we have? 36. 36. Bam. Double hitter. We'll lose here and lose here. But that pays that. And this will pay over here. Bam. We can't. Oh, that was 36. I'm going to keep that there. We'll ladder down. And we're going to go 2 units on there and 2 units there. And where is the bank? 10, 15. There's the 20 bucks that we borrowed from the bank. We can actually pay our marker back right now. Our starting bankroll was 20 units. There is 5, 9, and 8 is 17. So we are close to getting back to being whole again. Four is here. That is another double win. We'll lose those 2, but you'll win there, and you'll win there. We can ladder down. And we'll go second 12, second column. But look where we are on the rack. There's 5, 10, 15, 15 units, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We're up a unit. Ta-da! We won $1. We have won $1. We actually borrowed $20 and battled back to win $1. The ladder system worked today. I don't love ladders. You know I don't love ladders. But in this situation, it totally worked. Right? It cost us money early. We had to buy in to get more to pay for it, which is, the danger of it. But we caught a couple in a row there. And again, roulette is such a streaky freaking game, right? You win what you're going to win in like 4, 5, 6 in a row. And you got to be on that stuff, right? I would rather have been pressing, right? But you get what I'm saying, right? It's such a streaky game. And for that reason alone, it's dangerous because you can get sucked into the streaks. But when they happen and you're on it, right? As they say, Bob's your uncle. There's our 20 units. Yep, that's 20. 5, 5, and 10. And there's our profit right there. We won $1 today. We won $1, and then all good. Every time you win money, it's got to be good, right? All right, let me come back over here. Anything else that you all want to talk about with me? I got to go. Whoops, what did I do there? Let's go back to turn the light off. Hold on, I got to get my stuff together here. Turn the light off. Come back to this screen over here, and oh, that's a mess. What is that? I'm gonna be there. Okay, let me get to the question screen and quickly cover whatever questions y'all got. PC, what's being said out there in chat? So let's see. Waylon says, I missed this while I was rolling. He says, try the first and third dozens and red. Yes, I do like doing that actually. I was gonna do today. What I was gonna do today was a section of the wheel, like a third of the wheel, and the odds, right? It's any what do you call it? Any odd, even, red, black, high, low with 2 dozens is great bet. If you're gonna do the columns too, you gotta look at like where the reds are, and we can break the wheel down some. There are certain plays you can make where you get, if you bet red or black plus a certain column, you get an extra coverage, an extra one square of coverage on that, which helps out a lot. So we can talk more about that when I get the American wheel set up. So that's, I think once I have the wheel, we can actually have better conversations about it. I've also got to figure out how to do the graphics so I can highlight wheel sections easier. This took me, by the way, these screens here that I'm showing you, this stuff here, this took like an hour and a half last night to take an image of a roulette wheel and slice it out with my graphics program and make it work. That took forever to do this. So I got to find a better way to do a roulette wheel highlight thing, like a mask or something. So anyway, Dice Dr. Dan says, is reported that Fontainebleau is losing money and has run through. I've heard that too. That place, I don't know. Well, I do know why, right? That place, how many billion did they spend on that place, Dan? That thing was over budget by years and by money, way over budget. And they went after who? They didn't go after you and me, right? Vegas, some places in Vegas, the Strip at large, the Fontainebleau in particular, thinks everybody's made of money, right? And everything in that place, $100 minimum tables, everything is super expensive. The Fontainebleau Mall isn't even fully opened yet. There's stores that are closed down. That place was bound to be a train wreck. You cannot go after only the super wealthy and expect to have a casino that works. The super wealthy do not make or break a casino, right? I know they all want the whales, right? Casinos make money in dribs and drabs over billions of outcomes, right? Over millions of slot machine pulls, over millions of spins of roulette wheels and throws of the dice. When we're all losing $5, $5, $5, $10, $20, $100, but that's how they make their money. It's a grind for them. They are in it for the grind. You start targeting only the super wealthy, yeah, they'll bet and lose $1 million here and there, but they're not doing it all the time. And those tables are empty all the time. I heard the same thing, Dan. The tables are always empty because nobody's playing there. Well, to me, it's a bad business model. That's just dumbness. That's just spending too much money, trying to get the super wealthy to come in and being whales only and getting your ass handed to you. That I like good. That was a dumb move. Give me the Casino Royale and I'll put in $5 tables everywhere and take the slot machines largely out. We will make money because we're going to cater to people who are going to be grinding all day long. I will grind a profit myself, and I'll grind a profit at a casino all freaking day. The Fontainebleau was not made to grind. It was made to score home runs, and it's getting hurt because of it. Thanks for pointing that out, and I think it's important. In Resorts World, same thing, but what happened? They changed their whole thing, right? They changed the audience they cater to, and they changed how they operate. And their opening was a different failure than Fontainebleau. Fontainebleau has just done it completely wrong, which is whatever. Lesson learned. Let's see. Dice Dr. Dan said, I'm on the wrong screen. I got to get back to my question screen. Dice Dr. Dan asked me a question. Is one loss okay for me? Yes, I'm okay with one loss. And I think if we look, and we have time here? I don't. If we looked at the mob and I said, look, I'm going to go out 375 on the don't, 550 inside. We're going to go set a point, 1, 2, 3 numbers, and I'm done. That's one loss on the don't. I'll take it and I'll walk. It's one win up in the box. I'll take that. One win, meaning one series of 3 numbers. Out. I'm happy with that. Really happy with that. Duracell, I love you, man. Get hammered my way or get hammered with a Marty and Roulette. I don't see a difference. That's so funny. The thing with Roulette, everything with Roulette, with the Martys, Roulette tables typically have a smaller max, right? A lot of times there are $500 max tables, even in Vegas. So you can't go very far with the martingales. You can't get very far with a ladder in Roulette if you're betting more than $1 as your base chip. That's the problem with it. I would rather progress than ladder and get whacked because Roulette is so streaky, more so than craps, where you can experience 8 losses in a row all the time. Like that happens all the time on that table. And that's why I don't like the ladders on Roulette because it's just too streaky. So what else do we have here? Yeah, CEOs are, you're right, man. They're we talk all day long about CEOs right now because my industry, tech, is getting destroyed. We have layoffs everywhere. There's thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people out of work that were working a year ago in tech. And, the companies are doing well. I think they made really poor decisions and they're paying for it now. I think companies realize they can get by with less staff and have the same product, same profit, same quality, but they had so much staff. The only way to take care of it is to kind of wash some of that out. But the look is not good. The look of still being in profit, still having coffers, still having high-paid CEOs and laying off 100,000 people. It's a bad look, but it's the right move business-wise if you think about how the businesses work. Anyway, that's all, guys. I gotta run. It's time for that job, my actual job. I still have one, so celebrate the fact that I got a job and let's go to work. Y'all have a great day. Eric, I'm new here. My name is Eric. How you doing? Been a while, man. Good to see you. All right. Get out of here. Y'all have a great Wednesday, hump day, and I will see you tomorrow morning again for another paycheck, and we'll have another little tweak to the strategy tomorrow morning. We'll see how we do. So y'all have a good one. I'm out. Bye. God bless.